Last season, the Memphis Grizzlies took the NBA by storm by nabbing the second seed in the Western Conference off the backs of Ja Morant, a great young core, and a deep supporting cast. But this season, the Grizzlies are not only playing elite basketball, but they're secretly the best team in the NBA this season. Ja is still playing at an all-NBA level, Desmond Bane's having a sensational season, their defense is elite, and they have a myriad of ways to destroy their opponents, even though they've been missing key guys in the rotation. In this video, we'll see how the Memphis Grizzlies are terrifying the NBA this season, and discuss the real possibility of them hoisting Larry O'Brien in June. But before we continue, be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and also be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. The Memphis Grizzlies have been dominant in a multitude of ways this season, and one of their strong suits has to be their dominance in the paint. The Grizzlies lead the entire league in points in the paint at 57.4 points a game, which would make it the third straight season where they've led the NBA in that area. But on top of that, they limit opponents to just 47.6 points in the paint per game. That's a league-leading paint scoring differential of 9.8 points per game, and their dominant presence on both sides of the ball is the reason why. On offense, having Ja Morant surely helps, as he was the first guard in 25 years to lead the NBA in paint scoring last season, and is still in the top 10 this season at 15 paint points per game. Despite only being 6'3" and 174 pounds, he has freakish athleticism and quickness that allows him to have so much freedom on the basketball court. If he sizes you up at the perimeter and gets that quick first step on you, it's essentially a scorer given the fact that he's going to blow by you and has the ability to finish with either hand very well. His floater game is still a staple of his. He can contort his body a billion different ways mid-air in order to finish inside, and is routinely one of the premier pick and roll ball handlers in this league. What also aids the Memphis Grizzlies paint scoring is the fact that they're third in fast break points per game, and they have Jaren Jackson Jr. to shut down offenses. Players shoot a measly 41% at the rim when Jaren is the closest defender, and with the combination of a 7'5" wingspan, intelligence, and athleticism, he's been able to catapult the Grizzlies defense from 17th earlier in the season to now 6th best in the entire league. He's averaging an absurd 4 blocks a game this season, and even shots that aren't directly blocked by him are heavily altered by his sheer presence. He isn't just hunting for blocks either and hurting his team by jumping out of position and creating lapses in the defense. No, he's communicating well, being disruptive all over the floor, even on hard closeouts, and this is by far the most disciplined version of him that we've ever seen. A big question for Jaren was his ability to stay on the floor, since he was habitually in foul trouble throughout his career. But fast forward to this season, and he's committing the least amount of fouls per game in his professional career. Moreover, the Grizzlies are still dominant in many other key areas. They're second in offensive rebounding, are consequently fourth in second chance points at 17 a game, are third in defensive rebounding, fourth in blocks per game, and commit the 6th least amount of fouls per game. Regardless of the angle that you look at it, the Grizzlies are dominating the NBA on almost all levels. And I say almost because they're middle of the pack in terms of 3-point shooting. But they'll definitely be better from that front when Desmond Bane returns from injury. Desmond Bane, who was literally the last pick of the first round in 2020, is having a season for the ages. He's averaging 25, 5, and 5 on 46% shooting, 45% from 3 on 9 attempts a game, and 91% from the free throw line on double the amount of free throw attempts per game from last season. Bane did show us glimpses of what was to come in last year's playoffs, where he averaged 19 points a night on 48% from the field, 49% from 3 on 7 attempts a game, 86% from the free throw line, and had a true shooting percentage of 65%. But the fact that he's been able to combine such high efficiency with much more usage and higher volume on shots just goes to show you how much he's developed as a player. Moreover, the Grizzlies have a ton of depth outside of their main three. Dillon Brooks is still good for 17 points a night while having to step up in Desmond Bane's absence and is still a pest as a defender. Santi Aldama has been a pleasant surprise for the Grizzlies in year 2 as he stepped up in Jaren Jackson's absence as a 7-footer that could stretch the floor, run the floor well, and finish in the paint. John Conchar has been a steady presence as an efficient 2-guard that can shoot 39% from 3 on 4 attempts a game. Steven Adams is bound to get you 5 offensive rebounds per game, a near double-double, and is one of the best screen setters in the league. And finally, Tyus Jones has always been an effective point guard as he's always near the top or even at the top in terms of assist to turnover ratio, and Brandon Clark is a threat to give you 10 or so points on north of 60% shooting on any given night. The Memphis Grizzlies have the makeup and talent to be a deadly matchup for whoever they go up against in the Western Conference, and they have a legitimate shot to beat the Eastern Conference champs because of Ja Morant. Ja Morant ascended to an All-NBA player last season, but somehow keeps getting better and better, setting career highs in points, rebounds, and assists this season while getting to the line more than ever before. And the scariest part about this whole thing is that the Grizzlies are an extremely young team that's far from reaching its ceiling. Ja Morant is already a top 5 point guard in this league and MVP candidate at just 23 years of age. Jaren Jackson is further tapping into his potential at just 23 years of age, and Desmond Bane, the oldest of the three, is just 24 years of age. The Grizzlies have made notable strides in each season of the Ja Morant era, as they made the play-in in 2020, finally made the first round in 2021, and made the second round in 2022. And if this trend continues, the Grizzlies will make at least the Western Conference Finals, or even exceed that with a chance of winning it all in 2023. But with that being said, please let me know how you feel about the Memphis Grizzlies in the comment section down below. What's shocked you the most about their amazing starts to this season thus far? And let me know whether you think Ja Morant is in the MVP conversation through the first 28 games of the NBA season. And finally, how far do you think the Memphis Grizzlies can go this season? Let me know how you feel in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like on the video, as each like makes a tremendous difference for the channel, and also be sure to sub to the channel for even more content like this. I hope to see you all in the next one, and stay tuned.